Hey everybody, today I'm going to be doing a quick review of the new single column wide margin Bible by CSB. This is part of their Handcrafted collection, so it is the black goatskin, as you can see on the box. First, let's go ahead and talk about the features on the back of the box. So 10.5 font size, goatskin leather cover, like we said. It is single column, obviously, and of course it has the wide margins. It also has footnotes, black letter text, so no red letters. It's Smith sewn, edge line binding, high quality paper, art gilding, 3 ribbons, and the concordance as well. And of course you have maps. One thing that CSB has done right with the new Handcrafted collection is that they give thick ribbons. Now, albeit this one is crimped, I'm not going to take any points off for that. I love that there are 3 ribbons in this Bible. I think that's great. So you have one for the Old Testament, the New Testament, and Psalms or Proverbs. Especially a lot of people read their Bible that way. I think it's really important to have more than 2 ribbons. And it's really important to make them thick so they don't rip the pages whenever you go to use them. So for a quick comparison, these belong to the verse by verse that I got about 1.5 years ago from CSB. And then these are on the new single column. I absolutely love this Bible. I did a review on it a while back, and I'm really happy to see that they upgraded the ribbon size. The other Bible that we just did by them, the Holy Land Bible, also had these thicker ribbons. So really happy to see that upgrade. So while I have this here, I will just go ahead and do a quick comparison, because this is the verse by verse double column and this is the single column. It is not verse by verse. It would be, I guess, totally ginormous if it was, and quite frankly I honestly already think it's a really big Bible. Lengthwise it is the same. Now, I will say that the goatskin with the new Handcrafted collection has been awesome. I do find this one to be a little more stiff. I don't know if it's just the batch, because as you can see on the verse by verse, very flexible, but it's not tough or anything. It's still very soft to the touch, so still a great quality in my opinion, and I have full confidence that this will break in over time. And then you'll definitely see here that perimeter stitching that I mentioned earlier, great quality. I'm not seeing any like flyaway strings or anything like that, and I just love the gold lining, which the verse by verse has as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think the verse by verse was the first one in the Handcrafted collection, and I absolutely love that Bible, so I was really excited to get my hands on the single column. So here we are in Genesis. The Bible is staying open, no problems. The way that this Bible is bound is really totally high quality. If you're not familiar with the Handcrafted collection by CSB, I think they are doing a great job of making premium Bibles. I know a lot of people go out for the Allens and the Skylers. I personally have a Skylar. It's great, but I think these, totally being honest, are right there in the same category of high quality. The text block is really exactly what you would think it would be. It is single column and it's wide margin. So the margin does come in at just a little over 1 inch. So you definitely have space for your notes, your lists. I know some people, I personally like to make lists whenever I do notes, just kind of like bullet points to sum up a paragraph, and you definitely would have room to do that. I think a finer pen, like maybe 0.05 millimeter, would be a great size to write in this Bible. My initial thought about this Bible was honestly that it was really big. At first I thought the single column was too wide, like the text block, the width of going back and forth. I felt like it was too much for my eyes to travel. But then I got out the personal size single column that I've been reading from the last couple weeks. I've had this Bible for years. Absolutely love it. It's like $30 maybe. And anyways, the text block is basically the same size. So I guess I was just having a crazy moment. This Bible is really not that big. It's less than 4 pounds. So in terms of like wingspan and weight, it's not huge compared to some of the other ones. I think the Holy Land Bible was almost 5 pounds. So there's not any cross references, but there are the notes down at the bottom. I forget what they're called. And while I'm at it doing comparisons, I actually did want to go ahead and open up this Heirloom Bible, because it too is a single column wide margin, but the font is a lot smaller. So you can see just how much bigger this Bible gets by doing the 10.5 point font. But I think it's a good thing that the font is big, because you have people like my father-in-law who want that bigger text so they can actually, read it and enjoy it. And then another comparison here is the CSB Preacher's Bible. This is not a premium Bible, but it is one that my husband really loves. And it definitely has much smaller margin though. So you can see the differences there. You can't really take notes. I don't think that this was boasted to be a wide margin Bible, but it is single column. So in terms of size and wingspan, this is a pretty beefy Bible. It is pretty large, but again, if you want a bigger font, that's just how it goes. And one last comparison for real, this is the Zondervan NASB single column verse by verse. And it's a pretty big Bible as well. Now, again, this is, I guess, kind of wide margin, but it does have the references on the side, so you don't really have any room to take notes. And you can see here that the single column is a little bit wider, but in terms of that height there, they're pretty much the same. Actually, I think this one might be a smidge bigger. So I hope that some of these comparisons helped you see the size and the font size and everything of the new CSB. Just like the box said, there are full colored maps. So if you're a map person, these are for you. I know some people like really geek out over maps. I don't think I've ever used a map, but they're nice to have. They're nice to have. So yeah, that's it. That's the single column Handcrafted Collection Bible by CSB, wide margin. This is gonna be a great Christmas gift for anybody on your list, especially if they already like the CSB. And if they haven't read the CSB yet, but they love a single column Bible, this is definitely a great way to introduce them to this translation. I've been reading CSB for years. It's definitely my go-to. And it pairs very nicely with the NASB. So if anybody in your life is a NASB fan, you can introduce them to the CSB to have a nice secondary translation. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and you can get this Bible from Amazon, Lifeway, and of course, Christian Book. Merry Christmas, guys.